All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Naresh Mago and with me is Prashant Kumar Sinha. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi embarks on a two-nation visit to Germany and UAE to attend G7 summit at Schloss Elmau in Germany. Prime Minister to share his thoughts in Mann Ki Baat program at 11 a.m. today. Counting of votes underway for by-polls to 3 Lok Sabha and 7 Assembly seats. Dates for UGC NET 2022 exams announced. Gujarat Police arrests activist Teesta Setalwad and former IPS officer R.B. Srikumar for faking evidence in 2002 Gujarat riots case. India sends another shipment of 3,000 metric tons of wheat to Afghanistan. Archers Jyoti Surekha Venam and Abhishek Verma win gold medal in compound mixed team event at World Cup Stage 3 in Paris. And India's Vijay Amritraj honored with Golden Achievement Award by ITF and International Tennis Hall of Fame. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has left on a visit to Germany and the UAE. Mr. Modi will attend the G7 summit beginning today at Schloss Elmau in Germany. The G7 is bringing together fellow democracies for deliberations on important global issues impacting humanity. This year's G7 summit is an opportunity to send out a powerful signal of unity in these turbulent times, advocating for progress, prosperity, peace and security. The 7 working sessions of the summit will focus on various topics such as global economy, partnerships for developing countries, foreign and security policy, sustainability, food security, multilateralism and digital transformation. In a statement ahead of his visit, Mr. Modi said he is visiting Germany at the invitation of the Chancellor of Germany for the G7 summit under the German presidency. He said it will be a pleasure to meet German Chancellor Olaf Scholz again after the productive India-Germany intergovernmental consultations last month. Germany has also invited other democracies such as Argentina, Indonesia, Senegal and South Africa to the G7 summit. The European Union will be represented by the President of the European Council, Charles Michel, and the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen. During the sessions of the summit, Mr. Modi will be exchanging views with the G7 countries, G7 partner countries and guest international organizations on topical issues such as environment, energy, climate, food security, health, counterterrorism, gender equality and democracy. Mr. Modi said he is looking forward to meeting the leaders of some of the participating G7 and guest countries on the sidelines of the summit. The Prime Minister said he is also looking forward to meeting the members of the Indian diaspora from across Europe while in Germany who are contributing immensely to their local economies as also enriching India's relations with the European countries. Mr. Modi said on his way back to India he will make a brief stopover in Abu Dhabi, UAE for a meeting with President of the UAE and ruler of Abu Dhabi, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan on Tuesday. He will convey personal condolences on the passing away of Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the former UAE President and ruler of Abu Dhabi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people in the country and abroad in the Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio at 11 a.m. today. It will be the 90th episode of the monthly radio program. The program will be broadcast on the entire network of All India Radio and Doordarshan, AIR News website and News on AIR mobile app. It will also be live streamed on the YouTube channels of AIR News, DD News, PMO and Information and Broadcasting Ministry. AIR will broadcast the program in regional languages immediately after the Hindi broadcast. The regional language versions will also be repeated at 8 p.m. Earlier, Mr. Modi has said he is glad to have received several inputs for this month's Mann Ki Baat. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has shared an e-book covering the key themes of last month's Mann Ki Baat episode. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said, the e-book contains insightful articles written by eminent people from different walks of life.
In Maharashtra, amid the show of strength by both Uddhav Thackeray-led faction of the Shiv Sena and by Eknath Shinde supporters in Thane city, Naresh Mahaske, a close confidant of the rebel leader who was a district head of the party, has resigned from the post. Dissident Deepak Kesarkar, who is in Guwahati with Shinde, has once again raised objections with Shiv Sena going with the NCP and Congress and called the alliance as unholy. Let's hear more on this from our Mumbai correspondent.
Rebel Shiv Sena leader Eknath Shinde continues to reach out to his party workers in Maharashtra in a bid to gather mass support and outdo his estranged party boss Uddhav Thackeray. In an attempt to connect a chord with the resentful party workers in Maharashtra supporting Uddhav Thackeray, Shinde, in a latest tweet, appealed to the dedicated Shiv Senics to understand the game of MVA, that is the Mahavikas Aghadi. Mr. Shinde asserted that he revolted in the party for the wish of all the Shiv Senics living in far-flung areas of the state who want to have natural alliance. As a reason, he said his faction has the support of 2/3 MLAs in addition to the support of 10 independent MLAs. Shinde said that in the respective constituencies of Sena MLAs, their main rival party is the NCP, and in the next assembly polls, the contest will be against them. Kunal Shinde, AIR News, Mumbai.
Home Minister Amit Shah has said the budgetary provision for disaster management has been increased by 122% in the last 8 years by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, which shows the priority towards disaster management. He was addressing the Parliamentary Consultative Committee meeting on disaster management at the Statue of Unity near Kevadia in Gujarat yesterday. He emphasized that the present government has adopted a holistic approach towards disaster management, making it relief-centric, early warning-centered, proactive and based on early preparedness.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah has hailed the Supreme Court's verdict in the Gujarat riots case, saying those who levelled politically motivated allegations should apologize. The Apex Court has dismissed a plea filed by Zakia Jafri challenging the clean chit given by the Special Investigation Team to then Gujarat Chief Minister Narendra Modi and several others in the 2002 Gujarat riots case.
एक भी आरोप टीका नहीं है। मोदी जी बिल्कुल कोई आरोप के बगैर पूरी बात से आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जजमेंट से बाहर आ गए हैं और आज सत्य का विजय हुआ है। जिन लोगों ने भी मोदी जी पर आरोप लगाए थे, अगर उनकी अंतरात्मा है तो उन्होंने मोदी जी की और भारतीय जनता पार्टी की क्षमा मांगनी चाहिए।
The Supreme Court also held that the petition was devoid of merit. In an interview to a news agency, Mr. Shah said the court has said that the riots after the burning of train in Godhra were not pre-planned but self-motivated. He asserted that everything was done to control the situation at that time. The minister also said there was no delay from the government side to take steps to control the situation, and the army was called in that afternoon itself. Gujarat Anti-Terrorist Squad has arrested activist Teesta Setalwar and former IPS officer R.B. Srikumar in connection with an FIR filed in Ahmedabad against them for alleged criminal conspiracy, forgery and placing false evidence in court to frame innocent people in the 2002 Gujarat riots case. Setalwar and Srikumar's arrests came a day after the Supreme Court dismissed a petition challenging the SIT clean chit to then Gujarat Chief Minister Narendra Modi in the 2002 riots case. The FIR naming Setalwar, Srikumar and others was registered by the Ahmedabad Crime Branch. Srikumar has been arrested by the Ahmedabad Crime Branch for furnishing false information about the Gujarat riots.
The BJP has alleged that Congress and its president, Sonia Gandhi, were the driving force behind activist Teesta Setalwar's campaign against then Gujarat Chief Minister Narendra Modi over 2002 Gujarat riots. Talking to media in New Delhi yesterday, party spokesperson Sambit Patra said the Supreme Court has named her while slamming those responsible for keeping the pot boiling for their ulterior designs. Earlier, the Apex Court dismissed a plea filed by Zakia Jafri challenging the clean chit given by the Special Investigation Team to Mr. Modi and several others in the 2002 Gujarat riots case. While dismissing the petition, it also held that the petition was devoid of merit. Citing the court's critical comments against the activist, Mr. Patra said Setalwar and her NGOs were behind producing some gruesome details which later turned out to be incorrect.
तीस्ता सेतलवाड़ एंड कंपनी ने देश को बरगलाने का काम किया गुजरात के दंगों को लेकर। मैं कुछ उदाहरण रखूं। जाकिया जाफरी किसके निर्देश पर काम कर रही थी, उनको डिक्टेशन कौन दे रहा था। और केवल जाकिया जाफरी नहीं, कई ऐसे विटनेस थे देश में गुजरात दंगों को लेकर जिनको ट्यूटर और डिक्टेशन देने का काम तीस्ता सितलवाड़ की जो एनजीओ थी वो एनजीओ कर रही थी।
Counting of votes is underway for by-polls to 3 Lok Sabha and 7 Assembly seats. Voting for these seats spread over Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Tripura, Andhra Pradesh, Jharkhand and Delhi was held on the 23rd of this month. By-poll for the Sangrur Lok Sabha seat in Punjab was necessitated following the resignation of Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann after winning the Assembly election from Dhuri constituency earlier this year. In Uttar Pradesh, while the Rampur Lok Sabha seat fell vacant after Azam Khan won the elections from Rampur Assembly seat, Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav won the Karhal Assembly seat, leaving the Azamgarh seat vacant. In Delhi, Rajinder Nagar Assembly seat fell vacant after AAP MLA Raghav Chadda got elected to the Rajya Sabha last month. In Tripura, counting is taking place for 4 assembly seats: Borodwali Town, Agartala, Surma and Jubraj Nagar. In Andhra Pradesh, Atmakur Assembly seat was vacated by the sudden demise of YSR Congress MLA Mekapati Gautam Reddy in February of this year. In Jharkhand, Mandar Assembly constituency fell vacant after Bandhu Tirke was disqualified following his conviction in a disproportionate assets case.
Union Minister Piyush Goyal said the centre is expediting free trade agreements with different countries. He inaugurated the Tex Fair Expo on international textile machineries, accessories and services organised by the Southern India Mills Association in Coimbatore yesterday. Mr. Piyush Goyal said the free trade agreements will help get zero duty access for Indian goods. He noted that the textile industry has a huge potential to generate more and more jobs in India. He asked the textile industry to capture the markets across the globe.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi embarks on a 2-nation visit to Germany and UAE to attend G7 summit at Schloss Elmau in Germany. Prime Minister to share his thoughts in Mann Ki Baat program at 11 a.m. today. Counting of votes underway for by-polls to 3 Lok Sabha and 7 Assembly seats. Dates for UGC NET 2022 examinations announced. Gujarat Police arrests activist Teesta Setalwad and former IPS officer R.B. Srikumar for faking evidence in 2002 Gujarat riots case. India sends another shipment of 3,000 metric tons of wheat to Afghanistan. Archers Jyothi Surekha Vernam and Abhishek Verma win gold medal in compound mixed team event at World Cup Stage 3 in Paris. And India's Vijay Amritraj honoured with Golden Achievements Award by ITF and International Tennis Hall of Fame. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
क्या आप कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स की तैयारी कर रहे हैं? आपके लिए ऑल इंडिया रेडियो लाया है प्रोग्राम अभ्यास, एक ऐसा कार्यक्रम जहां हमें आप प्रश्न भेजते हैं व्हाट्सएप नंबर 9289094044 पर या फिर ईमेल करते हैं abhyas.airnews@gmail.com पर और हमारे एक्सपर्ट देते हैं आपके प्रश्नों के उत्तर हर शनिवार रात 9:30 बजे। इस वर्ग का विषय है आधुनिक इतिहास यानी कि मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री और आपके सवाल प्राप्त करने की अंतिम तारीख 29 जून। आपका अभ्यास हमारा प्रयास।
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
India sent the next shipment of 3,000 metric tons of wheat to Afghanistan yesterday. External Affairs Ministry spokesman Arindam Bagchi said India's commitment to provide humanitarian assistance to the Afghan people remains steadfast. So far, India has successfully completed shipment of 33,500 metric tons of wheat to Afghanistan, in partnership with World Food Programme. Commissioner of Customs Amritsar Rahul Nagre said that the assistance will be of great significance for the people of Afghanistan this time.
जो भूकंप अभी आया है रिसेंटली अफगानिस्तान में उसमें काफी क्षति पहुंची है तो जरूर ये हमारा जो व्हीट जा रहा है इंडिया से वो काफी मदद करेगा अफगान नागरिकों के लिए। मेडिसिन तो ऑलरेडी जा रहे हैं, 2 फ्लाइट्स में मेडिसिन चले गए हैं।
And now let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News, Birth of a Nation.
India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
In today's episode, we remember social reformer and freedom fighter Sahajanand Saraswati, who died on the 26th of June, 1950. A champion of the farmers, Saraswati was an intellectual, prolific writer and a revolutionary.
Sahajanand Saraswati was born as Navarang Rai on the 22nd of February 1889 at Ghazipur, Uttar Pradesh. He initiated the Kisan Sabha movement in Bihar in 1929 with the formation of the Bihar Provincial Kisan Sabha BPKS. The Sabha mobilized peasants against the zamindari attacks on their occupancy rights.
The All India Kisan Sabha AIKS was formed at the Lucknow session of the Indian National Congress in April 1936 with Saraswati as its first president and prominent leaders such as N.G. Ranga and E.M.S. Namboodiripad as members. The Kisan Manifesto was released in August 1936 and demanded abolition of the zamindari system and cancellation of rural debts.
Saraswati organized the Bakasht movement in Bihar in 1937-1938. Bakasht means self-cultivated, and the movement was against the eviction of tenants from Bakasht's lands by the zamindars. The movement gained ground and the Bihar Tenancy Act and the Bakasht land tax were passed to secure farmers' rights. Saraswati also led the successful struggle in the Dalmia sugar mill at Behta. When Saraswati was arrested during the Quit India movement, Subhash Chandra Bose and the All India Forward Bloc decided to observe 28th of April as All India Swami Sahajanand Day in protest of his incarceration by the British Raj. Subhash Chandra Bose said,
Swami Sahajanand Saraswati is, in the land of ours, a name to conjure with. The undisputed leader of the peasant movement in India, he is today the idol of the masses and the hero of millions. It was indeed a rare fortune to get him as the chairman of the reception committee of the All India Anti-Compromise Conference at Ramgarh. For the Forward Bloc, it was a privilege and an honor to get him as one of the foremost leaders of the left movement and as a friend, philosopher and guide of the Forward Bloc itself. Following Swamiji's lead, a large number of front-rank leaders of the peasant movement have been intimately associated with the Forward Bloc.
The mass leader of peasants, Sahajanand Saraswati, died on the 26th of June 1950. AIR News salutes the great Indian.
We also remember revolutionary freedom fighter Jivan Ghoshal, who was born on the 26th of June 1912. A resident of district Chittagong, now in Bangladesh, Ghoshal was a member of the Chittagong Revolutionary Party and took a prominent part in the Chittagong Armory raid on the 18th of April 1930.
After the Chittagong raid, He left the city but was arrested at Feni railway station on the 22nd of April 1930. However, he managed to escape to Chandernagore with two other fugitives. M. Champion, the administrator of the French colony, informed his whereabouts to the British authorities in Kolkata.
On getting the information, Kolkata's Police Commissioner Tegart, along with a large police contingent, reached Chandernagore on 1st September 1930 and surrounded the revolutionaries' hiding place. In the exchange of fire between the police and the revolutionaries, Jivan Ghoshal received fatal bullet injuries and died on the same day. We salute the great revolutionary.
We also remember Martyr Bahadur Khan, who participated in the First War of Independence in 1857.
He was captured by company troops in the course of their attacks and put on trial for desertion and mutiny. Bahadur Khan was sentenced to transportation for life with hard labor in irons. He died in detention on the 26th of June 1858 in the Andaman Islands. AIR News salutes the brave son of the soil.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
The next question of Amrit Mahotsav quiz will be shared with the listeners tomorrow. Celebrate 75 years of India's independence by participating in Amrit Mahotsav quiz with AIR News. The National Health Authority will be hosting its first ever Open to All Hackathon series to drive ideation and innovations around the different building blocks in the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission ecosystem. The series will begin with a hackathon from the 14th to the 17th of next month. The hackathon shall be focused on the Unified Health Interface UHI and would aim at mobilizing the health startup ecosystem in India and bringing together individuals and organizations to develop solutions through UHI.
India's COVID vaccination coverage has crossed the 197 crore landmark milestone. More than 11 lakh vaccination doses have been administered yesterday. The dates for conducting the University Grants Commission National Eligibility Test UGC NET 2022 have been announced. The UGC NET December 2021 and June 2022 examination dates have been merged this year. The UGC NET 2022 examination will begin on the 8th of July and conclude on the 14th of August. In a tweet, UGC chairperson M. Jagadish Kumar said the detailed notice regarding dates will be announced on website www.nta.nic.in, the official website of the National Testing Agency.
Tokyo Olympian Dhanalakshmi Shekhar will be among the top Indian athletes competing today at the Kosanov Memorial 2022 Athletics, which is a World Athletics bronze level event being held in Almaty in Kazakhstan. Yesterday, India's Navjeet Dhillon won the gold medal in women's discus throw competition at the athletics meet. Navjeet Dhillon, who is looking to seal her place in the Indian team for Commonwealth Games, won the women's discus throw with a 56.24 meter effort. Meanwhile, Duti Chand produced a season-best 11.38 seconds to top the 100 meters, but failed to repeat the performance in the finals. Duti Chand clocked 11.49 seconds in the 100-meter final to finish second behind Olga Safronova of Kazakhstan, who claimed the gold in 11.40 seconds. India's M.V. Jalna came third in 11.61 seconds. India won 14 medals on the day, including 7 golds.
The women's recurve archery team of Deepika Kumari, Ankita Bhagat and Simranjeet Kaur will play in the gold medal match against Chinese Taipei at the World Cup Stage 3 in Paris today. Earlier, archers Jyoti Surekha Varnam and Abhishek Verma won the gold medal in compound mixed team event yesterday. Following the win in the mixed compound team event, India are placed second on the Archery World Cup 2022 medals table with 4 gold, 2 silver and 3 bronze. Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Anurag Thakur has congratulated the Indian archer duo on clinching the gold medal in the mixed compound event at Archery World Cup Stage 3 in France. In a tweet, the minister said India maintained their impressive lead over France to win.
Tokyo Olympians Sarjan Prakash and Sri Hari Nataraj, along with debutantes Kushagra Rawat and Advait Page, will represent the Indian swimming team at the Commonwealth Games 2022 to be held in Birmingham from the 28th of July to the 8th of August. The CWG swimming events will be held from the 29th of July to the 3rd of August. In recognition of his outstanding impact on the sport of tennis as a player, promoter and humanitarian, India's Vijay Amritraj has been named the 2021 recipient of the Golden Achievement Award. The Golden Achievement Award is presented annually by the International Tennis Hall of Fame and International Tennis Federation to a person who has made important contributions internationally to tennis in the fields of administration, promotion or education, and has devoted long and outstanding service to the sport.
In women's cricket, India defeated hosts Sri Lanka by 5 wickets in the second T20 International at Dambulla. Chasing a victory target of 126 runs, the visitors scored 127 runs for 5 wickets in 19.1 overs. With the second consecutive win, the visitors have secured an unassailable lead in the 3-match series. In the Ranji Trophy final, Mumbai were 113 for 2 in their second innings at stumps on the 4th day yesterday at the M. Chinnaswamy Stadium in Bengaluru. Mumbai is trailing by 49 runs.
Now let us have a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital Delhi will have a partly cloudy sky. The minimum temperature was 25. The maximum will be 40 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have a generally cloudy sky with heavy rain. Chennai will have a generally cloudy sky. Kolkata will have a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Srinagar, Jammu, Leh and Gilgit will have a mainly clear sky. Muzaffarabad will also have a mainly clear sky. Visakhapatnam, Bengaluru, Hyderabad and Tiruvananthapuram will have a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. In the northeast, Guwahati will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. Imphal, Gangtok, Agartala, Shillong, Aizawl and Itanagar will have a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Kohima and Aizawl will have a partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. The crisis in Maharashtra is splashed on the front pages this morning. As Sena empowers Uddhav to act, 16 rebels get notice. Headlines The Indian Express. The Hindustan Times writes, Shinde says security of rebel MLAs taken away. The story of overturning of the fundamental right of women to abort by the U.S. Supreme Court appears under the headline, Uproar over U.S. over Roe vs. Wade reversal. The Asian Age says, Biden signs U.S. gun safety bill into law. Scientists warn of Zika virus spread, reports The Hindu. And finally, the Financial Express reports that in the best ever performance yet for India's Adland, the Indian contingent bagged a total of 47 medals, including 5 Grand Prix honours at the Cannes Lions Festival of Creativity 2022.
Live broadcast of all cricket matches of India's tour of the West Indies in July 2022 will be available exclusively on DD Sports. The INB Ministry said the DD Sports will broadcast all matches on all cable and DTH platforms apart from DD Free Dish. DD Sports will also air special shows based on pre-match and post-match analysis with experts and cricket celebrities. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrives in Munich on a 2-nation visit to Germany and UAE to attend G7 summit at Schloss Elmau in Germany. Prime Minister to share his thoughts in Mann Ki Baat program at 11 a.m. today. Counting of votes underway for by-polls to 3 Lok Sabha and 7 Assembly seats. Dates for UGC NET 2022 exams announced. Gujarat police arrests activist Teesta Setalwad and former IPS officer R.B. Srikumar for faking evidence in 2002 Gujarat riots case. India sends another shipment of 3,000 metric tons of wheat to Afghanistan. Archers Jyoti Surekha Venam and Abhishek Verma win gold medal in compound mixed team event at World Cup Stage 3 in Paris. And India's Vijay Amritraj honored with Golden Achievement Award by ITF and International Tennis Hall of Fame. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.